going to give you just some examples of how we banter with each other. Some of the guys were saying, "Oh, are you always talking about asses to each other or whatever?" No, we're just giving you examples because that's the stuff we say to women most of the time. But some of the banter, psych up stuff we do because we're constantly bantering with each other. It's more like, you know, Brent, how you doing? Well, I feel. I mean, this could be a typical call. Yo, dude, Brent, what's up?
I'm feeling like glutarific, pal.
Really? Well, I'm feeling manorific today. And you know what's going to happen tonight, pal?
I don't know, but you're really filthy. That's all I know.
You are disturbed.
Listen, you are so vile.
Yes.
Your vileness has a filth to it.
Yes. You know, that shirt you're wearing right now was white when you put it on this morning. You're so dirty, it's black now.
I buy black because everything turns black anyway. I showered 6 times with steel wool, and the filth comes back.
Exactly. Wow, you got issues, pal. Your issues have issues.
So we go, so we go back and forth like that at time, and we're texting each other shit like that all day long too.
Right.
You know, like man whore. You know.
You have issues. How was your therapist appointment? Did they walk out after 2 minutes?
Did your therapist kill themselves? You know. Do you have one? I said, do you have one of those misters at your house with disinfectant in it? Like, you know, and you walk through it and you disinfected, walk back through, get disinfected because you're so vile?
Does your shower have sulfuric acid in it because regular soap doesn't work on you? I mean, we constantly are saying stuff like that. So that's how we psych up and banter with each other. So it's not like, hey, Brent, your glutes look fantastic today.
No, you know what it is? It's like some girl's going to treat you like the piece of meat that you are.
Yes, of course she is.
Every one of your relationships is empty and meaningless.
Yes. So that's how we roll.
You are constantly used as a sex toy.
I am man meat.
You are a piece of man meat, and women use you, and then they never talk to you again.
I can't believe they would treat you that way.
They always treat you like that.
Yes,
you want them to treat you like that.
Yes, they do.
Right? So we will do all that kind of stuff between each other. So it's more of that. It's more of like just more building our friends up. We do that amongst all our friends. You know, gosh, look at those girls staring at you. They're undressing you with their eyes.
Yeah, I can't believe they would do that to me. Who do they think I am, a piece of man meat?
Like, you have a mind. Hello, I'm up here, not down here. Yes. Like, we'll just do that.
I tell girls that all the time. Listen, I'm more than just a piece of man meat. Okay. I'm sensitive, and
I have feelings. I have feelings. Once in a while. You'll never see them, but I have them.
I'm very emotional.
And
in fact, have any of you girls ever seen The Notebook? Well, yeah, of course. God, it makes me tear up every time I see it. You know, stuff like that. So when we're bantering with each other, we banter with each other even when we're out. For those of you that'll be out with us tonight,
if someone really saw our text messages between our group of friends, it's quite disturbing.
It is really disturbing.
It's disturbing just because we're constantly telling each other like you know, we have a group of like probably 6 or 7 guys that we've been friends forever, and so the whole thing that goes around the whole group is like slut, whore, man whore, issues. You know, and so it's a constant thing of like, it's kind of like if we haven't talked to one of our friends in a while, it's like, hey buddy, what are you up to? It's like, you're vile, filthy male escort. And that's what we'll text to each other. That's how we talk to each other.
So we just want to be clear with you guys. The stuff we're bantering with each other into practice, there's no gay stuff in there or whatever. Some guy's like, oh, you're talking about asses and this and that. It's
unless you want to make it that way.
Yeah, unless you want to make it that. That's your own issue. But that's the kind of stuff we do, and it psychs us up, and it keeps us on point. And it's practicing with each other, so it serves various purposes. One is just complete practice, and we come up with new stuff just by screwing around, talking shit to each other all the time. Something pops in our mind, and like, oh my God, and when we're out, we'll use that. And we do it to each other, even standing in front of girls, and they'll be standing there going, you know, what the heck's these guys talking about? So instead of our focus being on them, we're just heckling each other. And that even confuses them and makes them want to hang out with us. Right. No guys ever do that around them, right?
And remember on the break when I walked around and I was asking you guys questions? That's what I'm talking about. Like, I go, hey, dude, how's your glutes?
Right.
And then you have to come up with something, and then I ask you another question, and I go, oh, did you study this, or how'd you do that? What's entailed in that? And then you come up with something else off the cuff. That's a great way to practice with each other, improv, right? So that's why I walked around and did a little bit of that, and he was around listening too. Just asking questions, like ask the other guy. You don't have to role play with the other guy if you don't want as man-woman. Like, so I didn't mean to confuse you with that, but you can just ask each other. You know, and I got some really creative things walking around here that I thought were awesome that you guys were coming up with off the cuff. And that's what you can do together. And that's really important to keep you sharp.
And what if you don't have friends to banter with?
Yeah.
You know, then you have to practice bantering just in the mirror, or you talk to yourself. I banter with myself all the time.
Well, listen, that sounds like a personal issue.
Yeah.
And I really don't, a hand puppet, a banter puppet, maybe?
Yes, exactly. Well, I banter with my cat most of the time when he's around, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Tigger, you're a cat whore. And he looks at me and meows at me back, And that's the way he,
Do you know how disturbing that sounds to someone who doesn't know us?
Well,
That
yeah.
really is disturbing.
If they want to see my cat, they'd be really disturbed.
Your cat has some issues.
Yes.
Well,
He's
your
a cat
so,
therapist,
Yeah.
He's learned a lot from
Yeah,
me, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. So there's
we'll talk about my cat a lot, by the way, where we're out, and girls will be like, why do you talk about this cat so much? Well, you might meet him later if you're really lucky, So
I'm a package deal. It's you, me, and my cat.
Yes, my cat has a lot of sexual issues, just so you guys know, and he really likes to get involved.
I don't even want to go down that road. Because that's a whole
You got
next
involved with him one time. What are you talking about?
Allegedly.
So
I'm told.
Guys, anyhow, that's how you banter. You can banter back and forth with whoever, whenever, anywhere you go. And we're going to go through some scenarios of, banter scenarios, just to give you guys some ideas of things that you can get through bantering. And you might have heard some of these audio snippets that we did, but it's real simple. We could start with, we talked about the flight attendant and the stuff that happens, and it's really just as simple as, hi, what would you guys like to drink? Are you trying to get us drunk? I mean, you just start off with the flight attendant just like that. What do you mean? I just said, do you need something? What do you want to drink? Listen, if we're going to have a party on this plane, who's going to be in the party? Is it just the two of us, me and you? Or
Look,
are
I
you
don't
allowed to
care
drink
what
on the
either
job?
of you say. I'm not meeting you in the lavatory.
Exactly.
I've done that 3 times. I'm not doing it a 4th time.
So the flight attendants will start cracking up because they're bored in their job.
They think it's hilarious.
Most people are just sitting there complaining about they can't get their luggage on the plane, and how come my seat sucks, or how come this and that.
We're
and that's
already
all they
drinking
hear.
cocktails. We're already being served. It's like.
And you don't
whole
have to
energy
get
around
cocktails.
us
You don't
is
have to
better.
be into drinking.
No, you don't
get
have
it.
to.
But you can get free cookies, and you can have the flight attendant hanging out with you and giving you her number and asking you if you'll come and party with her and hang out with her, when you're wherever you are.
It's awesome to see a flight attendant on the plane with her phone out.
Yep.
Getting one of our numbers in the aisle, because what everyone around is like,
They're like, how'd that happen?
what? That's like incredible. How'd you do that? So it's really pretty funny.
Right. So you can use banter in any situation for anything. So flight attendants really work.
Well, we come on, and we'll also say, feel free to upgrade me to first class anytime you want, because I'm always open to it. We'll just leave with that, right? Again, throwing it out there, planting the seed, and all of a sudden, guess what? Sometimes you come back, you get tapped on the shoulder. You know what? I do have a spot for you if you want to come up and sit up front. I come back and whisper it to you.
Listen,
I've had that happen to me.
Listen, I'm only going up there if I get your massage at the same time while I'm up
Did
there.
you just offer me a massage in first class?
Exactly.
'Cause that's why I would come up there.
So you can just continually banter with, on a plane is one thing. Waitress, everyone asks us all the time, how do we deal with a hot waitress? So Brent, hot waitress scenario.
Am I the hot waitress?
No.
Hi, can I serve you? What would you like?
What do you want to serve me? Are you trying to hit on me or something like that?
A lot of guys ask about the waitress and the hot bartender.
Yep.
Again, they get hit on all the time. Most guys are cheesy and dorky and have no clue what to do, and they're like, oh my God, get this guy away from me.
Right.
But what we're doing is when we're talking to them, she'll say, what can I get you? What can I get you? Did you just ask me what I could get you? What are you talking about? What do you want to really serve me? Just tell me. Come out and say what you're talking about. What's on the menu? What's off the menu?
Are you asking me if I'm a buffet? I mean, you could ask.
Are you telling me that I'm on the menu?
Yes.
What's the chef special? Do you have to tell me in the back room?
Listen,
trying to pull me back there?
When you're giving me your bill, if you're going to write your phone number on it again, I get this all the time from waitresses. I've just had enough
Please keep your phone number off the bill, okay? I'm just here to eat.
So you can use banter to anything, and you might get a discount on your food. You never know what will happen. You get the girl's number. She could, I'm off work. Where are you going to be after work? Because we'll go out to dinner, and then we'll go out after. Girl, the hot waitress, we want to hang out with you guys. Me and my friends are going out after work. Where are you going to be? Can I get your number? I'm going to text you. Blah, 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 blah. All the time, guys. So it works anywhere with anyone at any time. So that's your kind of hot waitress. The same thing works with bartenders, but bartenders usually have to work to the end of the night, so then they want to come to your after hours party. So the hot waitress is off work. She wants to come party with you. The hot
Right.
bartender wants to come to your after hours party because bartenders,
Yeah.
usually a lot of bartenders we know at least, they'll have some shots while they're working,
Yeah.
they're partying while they're working, and they want to keep the
When
party
they get
going.
off, they're just like they want to.
They want to keep the party going,
keep
so
the
they're
party
like,
going.
you know, so you can be bantering with the bartender. Number one is, especially if you're in a crowded bar, you don't want to wait to get a drink, even if you have to buy your drink. At the least, you're going to get a drink right away just by looking at her. Oh, you, yeah, come, what do you need?
I don't. This is how we get drinks most
Yep.
of the time. After the very first time we get a drink and banter with a guy or girl bartender, it's like this.
Yep.
That's all we do. We don't speak. The crowd is in front of us, and they go, oh, and they just hand them to us. It's like really great. We don't wait anymore. And another thing that we did, we've done it a million times. I didn't want to leave this out because you reminded me of being at a steakhouse once where we were bantering with this super hot girl. It was our waitress, and the way we did it was. Back then, anytime someone had a pad with a pen, we just started reciting our phone number. So she comes up and she goes, and I go 646-26, and she goes, excuse me, I go 6. So I have to say it slower. 64. You're the one who asked me for it. 646-26, right? And that was the simplest thing we could think of. Like what's the simplest thing that we could always remember to do? Start giving out your phone number when someone comes up with a paper and pad. I don't care who it is, whether it's the flight attendant, the bartender wants you to sign the tab, the waitress, you know, the hot girl behind the counter at the mall in the clothing store or whatever, or at Starbucks. She wants you to sign, like you run your debit card, maybe you have to sign something, or your credit card. You know, and she hands it to you, and you go 646, like, you know, like this happens all the time. Okay, 646,
So
right? And it's just, and that worked for us for a long time.
Yeah, the hot girl a lot of times too, I'll even start with her before that. I'll like grab a shirt or whatever, if it's a clothing store, and I'll be like, do you think I'll look really sexy in this? I'll start asking her questions about, do I look sexy in this? Well, I don't know. Go try it on. Well, can you come in the dressing room with me just to make sure that I look sexy in it? I'll start asking them all kinds of stuff without being creepy, though. Not like, hey, baby,
How is that
would
not
you come
creepy?
in there? How is it not creepy? I don't know, but they'll come in with me. I know that.
Because your creepiness has some creepiness once in a while. I don't know. How is that not creepy?
So, again, and some of the guys ask me this, how do you do that when you get away with it? Because I can't get away with anything. It's because I've done my inner game. It doesn't work without the whole inner game to get back to that. None of this really works without your inner game. And to get to advanced banter and be able to say things like that, would I look sexy in this? Well, I don't know. Try it on. Well, do you want to come in to the dress? It could be perceived as very creepy, or they laugh about it. They always laugh about it when I say it to them. It's only because in my inner game, I'm indifferent, and I manifest it, and I dim my visualization, and I have the perception of she knows I'm just kidding around and I'm not coming from a creepy place. So that's the whole thing of being able to do something like that without being perceived by a woman as being creepy.
And every time someone asks us our name, our first name is always Sexy.
Yep.
So it's Sexy Brent.
Yep.
My
What's your
is
name? Sexy
Brent.
Mitch.
Yeah, what's your name? Sexy Brent. We introduce, like when we're out with clients and stuff, we introduce everybody as Sexy Mark, Sexy Todd, Sexy. And it just sets
That's a
the
seed
whole
plant.
tone. It's a seed plant. It sets the whole tone. So again, when a person had a pen and a paper out, a girl, we would say, Sexy Mitch.
Well,
What do you mean? Well, you asked for my name, right? My full name.
Well,
Sexy Mitch.
they'll go. What's your name? And I'll say Mitch, and they'll go. But I'll go. But you can call me Sexy Mitch. So that's all.
You can call me
I'll
Sexy
throw-
Mitch for short.
Yeah.
That's what my good sexual friends call me.
So, that's one thing that works for you. Starbucks.
Starbucks is awesome. I have some infamous stories from there. That place is like, it should just be called Star Brothel,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Because really, that's what it is. I'm afraid to go in there and get coffee because I have to look down at the floor and not speak to anyone, get my coffee mechanically, methodically, because if I speak to anyone or look in a direction, some girl wants to come over to my place. And
God
it's been
forbid.
happening for years.
Starbucks is an infamous, guys. I mean, 'cause people hang out in there, and there's, like we mentioned before, there'll be a girl working on her computer. Are you trying to email me right now? Are you sending me a message? I mean, you could start from that, and it just goes
it's
the next level to the next level. That place is literally one of the better places you can ever go to meet women.
Women used to always ask me what I was working on. I would like be sitting next to some girl and working on my laptop. And she's like, "What are you working on?" I'm writing a book on how to deal with women who hit on me at Starbucks. And I swear to God, and I did it so many times, and I just kept using it because it was so easy that we got into a conversation, and then one thing led to another, and we ended up hooking up later. But it was like one of those great little icebreakers that was kind of cool, banterish. I've asked women to, watch my coffee while I use the restroom. I hope you didn't drink any of that, because the last time it was a big fiasco, and the whole thing around it. It was just like all that fun little banter. Are you emailing me? Why don't you just tell me what you want to tell me? Why do you have to email me? Don't be scared. If it's
don't
sexy,
be shy.
don't be scared. Don't be shy. Just come out and say it. You never know. You got to be, you got to go after what you want in this world. You never know. I might be interested. Why don't you take a shot at it? Right? Like, just lead them and put that seed into their hand. And then, what works great is ignoring them completely after that. Most guys will not do that. Most guys will just keep at it, the drip method, right?
The minute the girl gives them some attention, they jump in and they're
Right.
salivating.
So I go back to working, and I ignore them completely, and I'm just doing my thing, and then I know it's coming, right? I can always feel it. I go, it's just about time now. She's going to reactivate the conversation. I just know it. And because it's happened so many times now, and all of a sudden it's, and I just know that's it. Means, what time should I come over? That's really, it's like I have this translation thing, a girl code.
Yes.
Means, can I come over?
I thought when they say hello to you, they're ready to come over.
Well, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
So
That always happens.
So,
Again, selective hearing. So everything means what you want it to mean.
doesn't matter what the girl says to you, she wants to come on with you.
So
basically.
remember I told you it only means what you want it to mean? Use it for this too. Use it in this fun way of like everything means what you, think of everything a woman says as as her code for asking you to have sex with her. Okay? But she's not allowed to say that because it's not accepted in society for her to want to do that or to be into that or to actually come out and say it because then she'd be a slut or whatever.
I guarantee you tonight while I'm out, some girl is going to say, oh, it's been raining out. I thought about staying in tonight. And I'm going to look at her and I'm going to go, did you just ask me to stay in with you tonight? Like, it's going to happen for sure.
It's going to happen, absolutely.
The whole
for sure.
thing is just continually framing it the way you want to frame stuff so it works in any situation, anywhere. You frame it, it's your selective hearing. You can hear a woman say, no matter what she says to you, she's talking about the rain. And
Are you wearing waterproof underwear, pal?
Yes,
so your
of
glutes
course.
don't get wet?
Of course. So
We're going to make all kinds of funny things about the rain. Like, we'll take a situational thing, and it's been raining, it's been cold out, and we will create stuff off the cuff tonight about that.
Yeah.
And we'll turn everything they say into how
They want to stay in.
Did you just ask me to do that,
So it's a lot of stuff like that. So we'll use, we talked about flight attendants.
Why do you have two umbrellas?
Two umbrellas? What are you talking about?
Why do you have two umbrellas?
What are you talking
There's
about?
one for your glutes and one for your head.
That's right.
Yeah, nice. That's what I'm talking about. I have two umbrellas.
Then there's
so,
the-
I mean, I'm just making up stuff, but the idea.
Then
is
there's
that
like walking
when
down
you're
the street.
relaxed and stuff, you can just come up with that stuff. Like, what would be funny here? If I had an umbrella that just covered my ass only? That would be something. Totally ridiculous, but funny.
And then there's the old thing of just walking down the street. We've had so many infamous stories about girls when we're just walking down the street. I mean, are you calling me? Are you texting me? I mean, constantly where.
Of course we would love a ride to the champagne party. Sure, where should you want us to sit back? I mean, we've done stuff like that, just throwing it out there, two girls sitting in a car, been talking, we'll just say, great, yeah, we'd love a ride up the street to Mitch's Silly's for the champagne party. Awesome, great. We're right there. And they're so flustered sometimes that we just get in, we turn around, we go up to Mitch's house for champagne.
How did we end up here? How many times have we heard that?
We don't even know your guys' names. Sexy Brent, sexy Mitch, and this is Tigger, the cat. So yeah, it's like, what a whirlwind. We just met you guys 3 minutes ago. I go, yeah, I'm surprised it took you this long to try to pick us up and bring us up to the champagne party.
So bottom line is, guys, it works anywhere, anyhow. You can use it walking down the street. You can, I mean, it works anywhere.
Where's the weirdest place it has worked for you? Do you remember?
The weirdest place?
Yeah, like the place that some people think that it wouldn't work. Like
Disneyland, are you talking about? Or something
right.
like
So if a guy said, well, yeah, but what about
I don't know, guys. Do you have any place that you would think that it would never work at?
Church.
Church?
Oh, church. No, church is actually the
Church
easiest.
is the easiest place.
Look, I go to church for the wine, and sometimes they're serving Cabernet. And so he goes, didn't I just see you in line a minute ago for communion? I go, look, I thought this was a wine tasting. So, I mean.
Church is very.
So church is really.
Church is so, it's simple because you could be like, are you here to repent for your sins? Because I try to repent and I can't, no matter what I do.
Would you like some sins that you'll have to repent for? Let me reframe that. We have a confessional back at Mitch's place. There's champagne and then Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, I mean, I don't want to offend anyone, but I mean, any place where people are really too into something, it's even easier to get them to climb onto your program and to portray everything they believe in. So,
the girl with the iPod headphones at the gym.
yes, huh?
What about her?
How do you have banter with the girl at the gym with the headphones? That's what you say.
Oh, that
well,
girl.
You know what? If she's in her own world, I'm not really in the mood to banter with her, to be honest with you. She's in her own thing. I'm not going to interrupt her own space and what she's doing. That's her thing. You know, why try and do that when she's in her own
But
world?
what if you had to? What
if I had
Yeah,
to?
what if you had to? What could you, here? And here's I'm gonna here.
That's
a very good question.
Then I have to do sign language banter with her.
Yeah, what is sign language banter?
Oh, it could be just like, you know.
Like this,
Yeah.
like the
And
international
she's gonna go,
sign
what?
language.
What'd you say?
Is that what that'd be for?
What did you say? Well, I was just saying that. How long are you gonna be on that machine? Because I need to use it next. Or I don't know.
Are you still listening to all those voice messages you pre-recorded that you're going to send to my phone?
Yeah.
I mean, how we would break it down is we would think, what if she's listening to it? What could she be listening to that has to do with how she wants me? So what could she be listening to? Could she be listening to she wants to figure out how to approach me and she's practicing, so she's practiced and recorded it into her iPod and she's listening so she can psych herself up and get up the nerve to come over and talk to me while I'm doing squats?
Well, I'm thinking maybe she's listening to some of our banter tips, so
That's
she
what
can use
she's
them on
doing.
me.
Exactly.
So, but to be honest,
that's how we break it down. I'm just
I-
giving like the inside. That's how we would do it. We would say, you know what, guys are asking that a lot. How would we really respond to the girl with headphones? What could she be listening to? What would be the most outrageous thing that would just be ridiculous, that would be funny? And then that's what we would put in our head, and then we would maybe walk over and say, look, you don't have to listen to a recording. Just tell me what you want to tell me. You know, I know you're trying to get up your courage and listen to motivational tapes and Anthony Robbins and stuff, but just come out and say it, right?
But to be honest with you, if a girl's in her own space, I'm not really interested in approaching her or talking to her,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
that's her own
we don't try to interrupt
headspace.
people,
because
like,
that's pursuing. To me, that's pursuing someone. I'm not into pursuing someone. They're in their own world. I do this, you know, spontaneously for people. Even if a girl's walking down the street, at least she's not sitting there. I'm not going to pull the earphones out of her head or whatever and try and pursue her. I'm not about pursuing. I'm about entertaining myself. I don't need to like get that one girl that looks hot on a stairmaster to take out her earphones so I can banter with her. There's too many other women around to do that with, at least for me.
So you're saying you take all the low-hanging fruit?
Yes. Yes. I like the ones that actually fell off the tree already. They're on the ground.
They're a little rotten, aren't they?
Yeah.
I like dirty and rotten, yeah. That's awesome.
Well, you know, I am too. So.
Yeah, well, it takes one to know one, really. Yeah. So the low-hanging fruit there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you don't have to always go for the. I mean, again, it's an ego thing, right? Dude, okay, listen. I'm scuba diving, and there's a shark and a girl in a cage, and she is doing something else. How do I talk to her? I mean,
Right. We've had guys ask us questions like that.
And when I come up with that, I am going to be the smartest guy in the world. But you know what? I mean, you don't always have to go to that extreme. Yes, it would be a nice skill to have, but how often would you really use that? Like, how often do you really scuba dive, and that would be your situation? But that's how guys think, right? We're always thinking, yeah, okay, but what about this one? Okay, there's a ring of fire, and people with machine guns, and then these two girls are sitting in the middle. You know, I mean,
Wait a minute. We've done that one before.
yeah. So
that
easy on
kind of
yourself.
just generally that's the whole thing. Now there's a lot of guys ask us. We kind of already went through the friends guy on guy banter, because we do banter also with guys. So we kind of did the friends where we psych each other up and we're like, hey, I'm manerific. Hey, I'm feeling mantastic. We do all that. Brent, what about a guy that you're out on your own and you meet you're at a bar and you know you're just bantering with guys, because we banter with guys and girls, guys we don't even know.
Yeah.
So you know, an example of opening up maybe a banter with a guy that you didn't know is there can be a guy, again, and it's going back to stuff we do with each other, hanging out with like a kind of cute girl at the bar, and you're going up to, let's say, a bar if you're in that scene, and he's kind of just rapping with her, and you could just walk up and go, dude, you guys look so hot together. Now these are two strangers. This guy's like, huh? Yeah, you guys look fantastic. It's amazing, you know. Suddenly, he's talking to you, and he's like, yeah, well, whatever, and it's just an opening way to meet guys.
have you ever been punched doing that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I be?
I don't know.
I don't know. No. I can get away with anything.
Guys don't get mad?
No. I get away with anything.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Does that sound strange to you, walking up to a couple and saying that? Like a couple people that are sitting in the bar? I mean, you should be open to all of it. I mean, we do that all the time. We walk up to I've met so many people doing that. You guys look hot together. Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing.
Totally.
Right? I say that a lot. Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing because it's working. And then I just ignore them and get a cocktail.
I mean,
immediately they start talking like, dude, who are you? Like, why would you say that to us?
I'll tell you a story. There was this guy who's a very, very wealthy guy that lives here in this town that runs a major corporation. And I know him casually, and he walks up to me and he's with this girl, and he goes, hey, so-and-so, this girl wants to talk to you, ask you something. And she goes, so I walk over to where they're sitting, they sit down, and they go, she goes, don't I know you from somewhere? And I said, yeah, Vegas. Oh, geez, I danced for you. I used to be a male dancer. And then he just looks at me and he goes, Mitch, this is my wife. We've been together for about 15 years. And I'm like, oh, God. So I had to backpedal. Well, no, that was probably about 16 years ago.
Yeah, it was 15 and a half. That's why I didn't recognize you at first.
So, I'm like, how do I backpedal out of this? But anyhow, it ended up where we hung out, we talked for a while, whatever. But the bottom line is, banter can be used with guys and girls to open up dialogue. And this guy I ended up doing some business with, by the way. And you just never know where you can use it. Banter works in both ways all the time, even with guy bartenders and all kinds of stuff. You can banter with them and talk shit to them.
And you don't even need to, and you don't really always need to open up with some terrifically funny thing. I mean, a lot of my conversations with guys start out with, how's everything? What's up? And then it goes in, and then they go, oh, man, I'm cool. What's up? And I go, man, I need a drink, man. I'm just tired of being run through the ringer by all those freaking chicks. It's a deal, man. It's just like wearing on me. And they're like, what? What are you talking about?
Well, they keep grabbing my ass
tonight. I know, and I
tonight.
just keep treating me like I feel like a piece of meat, like I don't have a brain, They just want me for sex. Right? So you can just start, just kidding around, and it works.
Yeah, so it's a different level of bantering because you're not looking, of course, unless you're into that, to hooking up with the bartender guy. You just want to befriend him, and we befriend, doormen, guy bartenders, all that kind of stuff by doing the same thing. It's being friendly and kidding around with them. So it's a different kind of bantering, and they really appreciate that too. Because most guys at a doorman, especially if they're at a club that everyone wants to get to, dude, let me in, Come on, when are you gonna let me in?
That's actually a good skill.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that we've said to like a door guy who doesn't know us from Adam? Like, we've never been to that town. We walk up, we know that we've got to get this thing handled, so that we can get in all the time, and we know what he's used to hearing.
Well, first of all, it starts again when we talked about visualization and inner game and indifference and all those things. To really make that work for you, you have to work on all that stuff first.
Yeah.
Because we walk up and it's energy and your vibe too. So we will walk up and just, hey dude, how's it going? We come up very positive, excited, real high energy, not over the top like we're salivating.
Sometimes we'll say, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Throw that in there. Now, that works more than you think it doesn't. I mean, it's incredible. People want you to know they remember you, and they don't want to feel embarrassed that they don't remember you.
Right.
Okay? So if you say, nice to see you again. How you been? Oh, dude, I've been great. Where have you been? I haven't seen you forever. Now, I have never met the guy, and I know that I've met him. He probably knows too, but now he's involved. Done. And then we become good friends, which is the weird thing, because I think that the thing about that, here's the key. It's everyone wants to skip the first awkward moments of a conversation with a stranger. That's their dream, is to skip that and be friends, right? Who wants to do that? Like, most people are terrified, like I said, of everybody, so they want to skip that. So when you walk up, just go, hey, nice, how you been, man? What have you been up to? Good to see you. Yeah, how's it going to be tonight? You think? We talk so fast that they're like, their heads are swimming. Like, we just go right to the next subject. How do you think it's going to be tonight? Yeah, well, yeah, cool, man, great. Well, that's
it really is energy and how you walk up to someone and you approach them in a fun way. And I remember there was a place that was, this club open, it was summertime, and I was wearing like a t-shirt, like just a cool print t-shirt, like a $50, $60 t-shirt, which whatever I ever spent for it anyhow. But the bottom line was I walk up, and there's a couple other guys standing outside that were wearing t-shirts. I walk up to the door, hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Now, I don't know this guy. He goes, good. And he goes, there's no t-shirts. Oh, man, I didn't know that, whatever. And he goes, well, that's all right. Just wait a minute, I'll let you in. And I go, and so these guys are standing there, and I hear him mumbling. I go, are you like these guys? And he goes, no, you're going to get in, but they're not. And the only reason why Ike walked up with a great attitude towards him and my energy was good. And these guys were standing around, and they were the guys you see staring at the floor when they're in a club, and they had bad energy. So a lot of it's energy and vibing and just having a good vibe when you're going out. So part of the bantering, then, what's up? Oh, cool, man. Oh, yeah, so, you know, all these chicks I know are probably going to hit on me tonight. Like, you could talk shit to the doorman, whatever, and just talk about stuff that's going to happen to you during
the bartenders.
The bartenders, the doorman.
We roll into a new town all the time if we're, like, coaching, and we will immediately get to know everybody at the entire hotel. Mm-hmm. The manager, the maitre d', the hostess, the valet guy, the bar manager, the bartenders. We know them all by first name, and they know us by first name. We've bantered with them. They're buying us shots. We're hanging out. And we're big tippers, too, so it's not like we don't appreciate their service. We don't just take. We definitely appreciate their service. But our energy is of that, and they completely drop all their defenses, and all they want to do is
hang out and have fun.
And hang out, and so everything flows. The champagne flows, and the fun, and it's awesome.
So we thought we'd probably put a couple of guys on the hot seat.
Yeah, you know what? I heard some really great stories when I was walking around, so I thought maybe we'd see who has something creative, and we'll put you on the hot seat. Anyone want to do the hot seat? We're just going to ask you questions, and we want to see how you answer them, right?
Okay.
No, just see what you can come up with, right? I'm going to ask you leading questions. He'll ask you some leading questions, and you know, it seems to be working when we're walking around. So,
okay.
So how are you, glutes?
Oh, dude, awesome, but you know, it hurt.
Really?
I did 300 squats this morning, and
yeah, how long does it take to do?
Are you looking at my lips right now?
Absolutely not, but Mitch might be, because he does that. Are you wearing lip gloss again?
Okay, sorry.
Listen, it's a whole different seminar.
Yeah, I know.
It's on that side of the room, all right? So, how long does it take to do 374 squats? Okay, but you see, like...
I know, I'm getting all...
No, it's okay. Just relax. It's just about, like, you know, let your mind flow and just, you know, relax and just say outrageous stuff. I don't care. I mean, that's what this whole process is part of. It's like, this is what you're going to... You know, I'm not intimidating, but some girl might be. So you got to learn that.
Part of the whole process is to relax.
No, I'm intimidated because of the audience, actually.
Oh, the audience?
Well,
you know.
Well, listen,
I don't think I'm going to have that big of an audience.
So you out of your comfort zone a little bit?
Yeah, but that's what I want to do.
Well,
So
listen,
let's go.
you're up here and you're doing, even though these guys may not be up here, you're doing the work for the whole room.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So you're doing the work for the whole room. So they're going to learn a lot from what you do. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all good. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So tell me more about those squats again.
All right, so, you know, I got a gig.
Yeah? You got a gig where?
Ass modeling.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Really?
agency?
No. I'm not telling you. Dude.
You're not telling me?
No, it's you know you
Secret?
have like
Is it a secret ass agency?
You got rabbit boiler written all over you, and this is just you have like the stalker vibe.
I have a stalker vibe?
Yeah. Are you looking at my ass right now?
I'm not looking at
Yeah,
your
I mean,
ass.
look, if you want to make out with me,
Whoa.
you know,
Where's this going? I thought I just said that was a different seminar.
are you supposed to be a guy or a girl?
No. If you don't know, then we have a whole other issue to talk about.
that hair is getting me confused there for a second.
Well, listen. Okay. So here, let me reframe
So
this.
you're a girl?
Do you want to sit here and handle this?
No.
Because I'm not doing a good job.
I'm really
obviously.
enjoying this right
I'm not
here.
doing a good job. No, I'm not a girl.
This happens to him. By the way, he gets asked this all the time.
I knew I should have cut it before the seminar.
Shaved it off.
God, I could go so many directions with that, but I'm not. I'm going to stay on. I'm going to stay on track here. Okay.
Okay,
So
you're on. There you go.
what it is we're not role playing.
Okay, all right.
I'm just asking you. What I'm doing is I'm asking you questions, and he's probably feels some questions at you. We just want to see how good you are at making stuff up.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay? So it's not about asking us then what we're doing, or saying, hey, you don't ask us the questions. We're going to ask you the questions. You give us the answers. I'm going to ask you more questions. You give us more answers, and that's kind of how we're going to do this.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
So, for the 15th time, coming from a very masculine man who would love to be loved for his mind instead of his body,
Yes.
how long does it take to do 374 squats?
It takes me about 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Really? And how fast?
You know, I'm in that 12-minute workout thing where you have to do like the slow squats. So it's like, you know, really slow, so I have like the most ass resistance. It kind of, it kind of fucks up my implants, but hey,
And how fast is the
But
recovery from that?
I split it up with the pecs though. So I got, because I got pecs implants too.
Oh, so you do half pecs and half.
They're impeccable.
Yeah. So total workout time, what is it?
No, 8 hours total.
Holy crap, you are committed. You are committed to getting this part of your ass life together. I really...
Look, you don't get into this shape without constant workout. And it's severe diet and, constant attention to every little ass inch.
Okay, so where do you think that's all going to take you? Like, what's the goal of all this ass working out?
Chippendale dancing in Europe.
Nice, nice. And have you already applied for membership? Have you filled out the sheet yet, or do you have to go there and dance in person? What do you got to do?
Well, what I do is I strip hair.
Yeah.
So I can get the money to fly over to Europe and apply there. Then I have to
So
go
it's a
back,
live audition?
get the work visa back and forth. It's a whole thing. Plus, only certain countries will accept my type.
Really? What's your type? Someone who's glutarific? Is that the deal?
Yeah, fantastic.
Really? Now, do they stamp that on your passport? Is that what they do?
Yeah. I don't know where to go with that one.
Let's ask you some questions.
We will literally sit back, guys, and we will do this for a half an hour, 45 minutes, just screwing around.
Man whore.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for
Just
noticing.
right, I'm just
Thanks a lot.
I appreciate
Thanks for the
that, man.
compliment.
I appreciate that. So yeah, it's just about like how can you think on your feet? Like, so we just throw weird questions out there. And you answered them great. So I think that's great. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
thanks for doing that work.
That's great.
Okay, so
Cuz I'm feeling fantastic, and I was hoping you'd feel the same way about me. Just kidding around.
man, I don't know. What is that theme today? All right,
It all started with him, by the way.
He's the instigator.
Yes. He's manifesting some very bad things.
All right,
in the
so now, where did you study when you were learning squat technology?
At the Massachusetts Institute of Squatting.
I didn't even know they had one of those. And how do people apply to get accepted into the program? What is entailed in that?
Well, first there's the formal paperwork, and then you have to go for a live audition. You have to show them how many squats you could do in a certain amount of time. I had to throw all the women out that were after me, otherwise it would have taken too long to do the audition the last time I went.
Nice. Now, what does one wear to do an audition like that?
Usually really, really tight spandex, and you can have some with some little extra cushioning on the back, but they consider that cheap.
Yeah, color?
Color, usually black will work. It's
Sequins
fine.
or anything, or just plain?
Just plain.
Just plain. Yeah, nice. Nice. I think Mitch has some questions for you.
Well, how long is the audition when you audition?
Usually it's about an hour and a half.
Really?
Yes.
And do you have to do a lot of squats during the audition?
You have to do some squats, then there's some posing, and then some inspections, and
After you do all these squats, is there a recovery time? How much further in the future can you start squatting again after the audition?
usually it's about 24 hours, depending on how much they grab my ass afterwards.
Really? Yeah.
I never thought about that, but that is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. Now, so what happens after? So what are you going to do with all this? What are you going to do with your ass degree in assology?
I am going to go into teaching assology.
Oh, so you're going to be a professor.
Yes.
Nice. And what do you hope to? What do you get? What's the one piece of wisdom you could give to all of your students?
Put the implants under the quads or under the hamstrings as opposed to on.
Under the muscle?
Under the muscle.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
hot.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, any more questions for him?
No, I think he's fantastic.
Great, you're doing it. Nice, I like it. Awesome.
That's the whole thing, guys, is again, we're not attached to the outcome. We're just doing it to screw around and have fun. And that's how it works. So coming up with funny things off the top of your brain, just practicing that and really being open-minded to whatever it is that comes out. I mean, you say that to a girl, she's going to shake her head and go, what? What is this guy talking about? Guys don't talk to me about this kind of stuff. They usually say, hey, baby, how's it going? Can I buy you a drink? And they're hitting on me and grabbing me and doing all this stuff. What is this guy doing?
Romanian deadlifting is hot.
Yes, it's very hot.
Very hot. I mean, seriously, and that's how you have to believe it. And, and just always remember that, most people are so boring and their lives are so boring that, like, you're there to, like, help them escape and have fun. And they wish, when you can say something funny like that, I swear to God, they're thinking, God, I wish I was that funny. I wish I could do that. Right? And all it takes is a little relaxing and just letting your mind flow, letting your imagination go, and you can come up with all kinds of stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
I mean, I'll do some outrageous stuff, over the top stuff that I'll say to people that just, it keeps going on and on and on. And as long as you have the right energy, you can get away with doing anything, saying anything to anyone. You'd be surprised the stuff you can get away with. I don't recommend you start off doing that. I would start off with baby steps, but it's gotten to the point where really I can say anything to anyone and just have a blast with it.